Zambia's electricity is generated from hydropower stations. Our hydropower stations are highly dependent on the water levels in our rivers, dams, and streams. We've had low rainfall this season, and weather stations across the country have anticipated low rainfall for years to come. So this has resulted in our power stations not being able to meet the current demand of the population. Load shedding and power interruptions have gone rampant across the country, affecting millions of people. But this shouldn't be a problem because there's so many alternative energy sources across the country. For example, the sun, solar power, which is everywhere. We could use this solar power as a backup, but for when we lose supply from the national grid. My business idea is to implement solar panels in our homes and businesses. What I want to do is calculate how much power we get from the national grid and calculate how much or how many solar panels will be needed to produce that power, reducing dependency on the national grid or act as a backup supply for when you lose power from the national grid. I also want to design and build solar powered equipment such as solar powered lighting and solar powered sockets, as well as solar powered geysers to help reduce the electricity bill. And also, when you lose power, your solar powered equipment will constantly be running because it's not dependent on the national grid. This is going to, so even though load shedding happens, because you can easily tap or switch from the main supply to solar power without realizing that there's been a disruption in power because we interface the solar system as well as the national grid, or can get you off the national grid completely and your household can be dependent on solar power if you calculate how much your household or business is using.